I don't know. Yeah, we could email just the lady in charge and ask her.
Oh, okay. Do you have
What?
her?
I don't.
I guess we do, because if she's probably the one that sent
Yeah.
out the
You
notes about
you
the
should have her
meetings.
contact too.
Yeah, I
Why don't
can,
you reach
that's
out
good.
and then she can refer you probably easier than we'll look
Right,
for it.
right.
One of these days.
I don't think so.
You can sing. I know you can.
Good morning. We're going to sing Brand New Day.
Because it's a brand new day.
Yes, please stand and join us. Everybody look around, because there's a reason to rejoice, you see. Everybody come out, and let's commence to singing joyfully. Everybody look up, and feel the hope that we've been waiting on. Everybody's glad, because the silent fear and dread is gone. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Everybody be glad, 'cause the sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up into the morning, into happiness. Hello, world. It's like a different way of living now. And thank you, world. We always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, let's show the world that we've got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Can't you feel a brand new day?
That Jesus Christ consciousness is here, lifting us up, to our own Christ consciousness, to that higher consciousness of knowing that we are one with that Creator, that which I call God. So let us begin in prayer. Mother, Father, Spirit, God, as we gather today in community, we say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for us to come together, to be open and to be receptive, and to open that awareness to who we truly are, to that divine source within us, to that divinity in which we are. That divinity that allows us to come from a place of love and from a place of peace, and to hold all our brothers and sisters, not only those in our own communities, but in the communities around the world. We hold them all in that light of love, in that light of peace. And we continue to hold that space for them. And we say thank you, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Well, good morning and welcome to Unity of Austin. We are a open and inclusive community. We consider ourselves practical, progressive, metaphysical Christians. So that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but basically what that means is we're just trying to be better humans by connecting to that divine source within us and shining our bright so other people may come to know that for themselves. And that really does create peace, not only for ourselves, but that is where the peace in this world comes from. So thank you for joining in with us today. And we're going to start off with a little bit more singing with our wonderful musicians here.
All right, we're going to sing Pure Light. You get to stand,
Yeah,
and
please do.
dancing is
Dancing is-
always encouraged.
Yes. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Life is in me, moving through me, beyond question, steady and strong. Power and presence is my essence, been within me all along. What is there to be afraid of? Your light is what we are made of. Life is in me, moving through me, beyond question, steady and strong. Power and presence is my essence, been within me all along. What is there to be afraid of? Pure light is what we are made of. Life is in you. Life is in you. Can you feel it? Look inside you, look around. Power and presence is your essence. Where you stand is holy ground. What is there to be afraid of? Pure light is what we are made of. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? Nothing. Pure light is what we are made of. We are made of pure light. We are made of pure light. We are made of pure light. We are made of. Please open your hymnals to 109, Be Thou My Vision.
Please join me in our blessing of all faiths. Our God is love, our race is human, and our religion is oneness. Thank you. You may be seated. And good morning, Unity of Austin. It's nice to see everyone here on this Austin City Limits weekend. We are thrilled that you are here in community with us today, and so we want to thank you for showing up and showing out today. And if you happen to be attending Unity of Austin for the first time, we'd like to say welcome by inviting you to receive a gift from Unity of Austin after service today. Please feel free to visit with one of our ushers after service in the lobby or stop by the bookstore and someone will present you with a welcome gift. And we just have a few announcements today, but one of them is from Robin Acklemeyer, and it's a very important message of what's going on with our Minister Search Committee.
Well, good morning, everybody. I understand that there have been some questions about where we are and what's been going on with the process, and it has been a while since we've talked to you, so here I am to kind of bring you up to speed. Please know that our team is taking this task that we have been given very seriously, and we are doing it very prayerfully and with great intention. So that does take time. So thank you for your patience and letting us do what we need to do to draw to us, with God's help, the right and perfect person for our community. So briefly, last time we met with, or actually spoke to you, after reaffiliating with Unity Worldwide, our ministerial committee worked on completing the paperwork required to post our open position online with Unity Worldwide. That was submitted to them at the end of July, and the position was posted on their website in early August, mid-August. Since posting our open position, we have received 3 vetted applications from Carol Hall at Unity Worldwide. Prior to reaffiliating, we had posted our position on our Facebook page and got lots of hits on that, and we do have an application from that time as well. So we now have a total of 4 applications that we're looking at. A couple of weeks ago, our committee got together and did a preliminary review of the applications, and of course, that produces questions, so we're doing some research on some of the procedural things that we need to do to keep us moving forward. Our committee will be meeting again this coming Thursday evening to further review the applications and finalize next steps. We have set a tentative application deadline for the end of October. October, early November. So, that's coming, that part is coming to a close, and we hope to have the position filled by the end of the first quarter of 2024. So things are moving forward. So as we continue to do this work, we ask you to hold this process in our committee in prayer as we finish doing the legwork that we need to do to get this process completed and onto our board for the next part of the process to unfold. So thank you so much, and we'll be making additional announcements when we have more good news to share. So, but good things are happening here at Unity Church of Austin, so stay tuned.
Thank you, Robin, and thank you to the entire Minister Search Committee. We know that it's a long process that takes deliberate intention, and we appreciate the work you're doing. And in the meantime, we are really lucky and blessed because we have Reverend Carol Moncada as our interim minister. And that is truly a blessing that we did not see coming when she retired and just decided she wanted to become a minister just for the fun of it. So, today we have just a few announcements, and one of them is every third Thursday of the month, and this Thursday, October 19, we have an opportunity to join Reverend Carol for coffee and spirituality. And that's a meeting, and the meeting time is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And this is a great opportunity to have casual conversations about spirituality, unity, and much more. And this Thursday, they will be meeting at Nomadic Outpost, which is at 3505 Country White Lane, and that's at Brody Lane. And that's between the Home Depot and Lowe's on Brody Lane. It's a great little space to be outside and to take in the great weather and to get some coffee. So I don't know if you've noticed, but a few of us are wearing our hats. Some look better than others in their hat. But today is Hat Sunday, and this is our reminder that Sisters of Myrtle Fillmore are meeting tomorrow evening here at Unity of Austin in the gathering room at 7 p.m. And all women are welcome for some fun and positive spiritual unfoldment. So if you can't join them tomorrow evening, you can join them every third Monday at 7 p.m. in the gathering room. And this is a good time to remind everyone that the Sisters of Myrtle Fillmore are currently collecting non-perishable food items for the Central Texas Food Bank. So please remember to deposit your non-perishable food items in the large cardboard box in the gathering room. And we're done with announcements, so now we get the fun of meeting and greeting the Christ in each other. Oh, there is another message from Reverend Carol. Sorry, did not want to forget that.
Oh, and I just want to mention on the coffee and spirituality, it's not like it's a formal meeting with an agenda. It's really an informal, a way for us to get to know each other. Many of you may be familiar with the Nomadic Outpost. You may go there in the evenings and drink, because it is, in the evenings it's a brewery. But in the mornings, it's coffee, all right? Coffee and tea. And for those who have littles, there's a playground there as well. So just know that as well. And they have water, they have tea. So I welcome you. We're there from 10 to 11. And believe me, we were meeting out there when it was hot. And we were sweating and, still drinking that coffee. What can I say? I was born and raised in South Louisiana. We drink our coffee no matter what. You are not going to stop us from drinking our coffee. But the other announcement is November 29th, Sunday. The Youth and Family Ministry is doing the service. October. Oh, what did I say? November? Oh, my goodness. We're all over the calendar today. Just seeing if you're paying attention. Good for you, Micah. October 29th. It is not going to be church as usual because the Youth and Family Ministry is doing the service. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be costumes. There's going to be lots of things going on. And then we're going to do this little procession out into the gathering room where there are going to be games and crafts and just a lot of things going on. We're having a potluck, so not only bring your smiles and your joy, but bring that dish, because we do love to eat here. There's a movie, Coco. And I may even bring my grandchildren. We'll see. They're really wild. So we'll see. But that will be fun. Bring your families. It's going to be fun. It's going to be different. A different way of being present, because joy and enthusiasm is a part of our spiritual practice, right? Our spiritual responsibility is really allowing that joy to come out. And what better way than allowing the children to lead us in how to do that? So, amen, yes. So please, be present. Thank you. Thank you.
And now we get to meet and greet the Christ in each other.
years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do. Then I finally realized that I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking I could change my life, and that's how I could change the world. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be joy. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Thank you. You may be seated. And today, Sunday, October 15th, 2023, our daily word is generous. And today we affirm, the abundance of the world flows through me. Again, the abundance of the world flows through me. I am securely in the flow of prosperity when I receive graciously and gratefully and share my abundance generously. Whatever I share with a loving, giving heart blesses me as much as it blesses the one who receives it. Each time I share of my supply, I am demonstrating my trust that I will always have what I need. When I share of myself, I am living my faith that I am a divine being empowered with a limitless supply of divine ideas. The richness of an abundant universe flows through me. Knowing this, I don't hesitate to be generous so others will know the abundance of the world as I know it. Through my giving, may they also know the blessing of the awesome power and grace of God as they bless me daily. Our Bible verse today is from 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit that is from God, so that we may understand the gifts bestowed on us by God. Now let us prepare for meditation.
Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart.
I invite you now as we go into our time of prayer and meditation to begin to get comfortable with where you are. And I invite you to very gently close your eyes. And we're going to move our attention to our breath. Simply noticing as we breathe in and following that movement throughout our bodies. And gently exhaling, letting go. Breathing in, allowing that breath to move to all those spaces within that need just a little more nourishment today. And as we let go of that breath, letting go of any tensions, letting go of worries and concerns for these next few moments. Simply giving ourselves permission for this sacred Sabbathing. In this time of prayer, we can simply let go. It's a time to align with that which is within us. From our human-only perspective, it has been a hard week. So much sorrow and things we do not understand. Why? The whys and how can it be and what can I do? We bring this all into prayer. And we say to thee, open my heart. Open my heart so that I can simply be that presence of love and peace, though I may not understand. Let me be that for all my brothers and sisters, that all are worthy of love. Open my heart to bless all, to hold all in that space of love. And as I surrender to that, I can feel the confirmation within me that says, yes, beloved, here I am. And as I breathe and open up, I rest in that inner sanctuary, into that deepest part of me, into God, into the silence. And from this place of stillness, my heart is open wide. Today I walk in this peace, knowing I can tap into it at any time. And with a grateful heart, I say thank you. Thank you for this awareness that continues to expand, to open up, and to move us forward. And so it is. And now I invite you to gently breathe. And as we close out this time of prayer and meditation, of communion, I invite you to join us in closing it out with those series of affirmations, also known as the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
This song is called One Power by Daniel Namad. One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. There's one power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. It's as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baula, Hashem or heaven's door, but whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different colors, different clothing, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. We remember as we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Ba'ula, angel's wings, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth and Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. One power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's the everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunlight on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby in the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power. It's the power of the love that is forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that's really what Sunday morning's gathering is, to for us to remind each other that the power of the light truly is within each one of us. And that's where peace throughout this world is going to be realized, when we realize that within ourselves and we can see it in our brothers and sisters. So, thank you. Thank you. All right, so our affirmation for October is about zeal, right? That's that power of enthusiasm, our power of audacity to shine that light, right, in our devotion. And so we do these affirmations because they are statements of truth. And they are to remind us of who we are. And so I invite you to stand up and let us affirm this month's affirmation about zeal. My power of zeal says yes to all possibilities and moves me forward. All right. My power of zeal says yes to all possibilities and moves me forward. And I invite you to affirm that with your neighbor.
Reverend Carol, your power of zeal says yes to all the possibilities and moves you forward.
Marla, your power of zeal says yes to all possibilities and moves you forward. Always.
Power of zeal says yes to all possibilities and moves us
No, wonderful. That's what it is. All right, thank you. You may be seated. So there was a kingdom, long ago there was a kingdom, and the king was offering great riches to the one who could paint the perfect picture of peace. And so people from around the kingdom submitted their paintings. And the king looked at each one of them, but only 2 of them really spoke to him. One was beautiful. It was a calm lake. And it was like a mirror that reflected the beautiful snow-capped mountains around it. And there was a sky, a blue sky with the fluffy white clouds. And all those in the castle were saying, oh, this is perfect peace. It is so calm to look at this painting. Well, the other painting, it too had mountains, but these mountains were bare and they were rugged. And there was an angry dark sky with rain and lightning. And along the side of the mountain was a foaming waterfall because of you can tell from the force of it. And it was just not the most peaceful painting. But as the king examined it more closely, in the painting, just off from the waterfall, in a crevice of the mountain, was a nest. And in the nest was a mother bird who sat so peacefully. And so the king had to make a decision between the 2 paintings. And he chose the one with the mother bird in the nest. People were upset, but this does not seem to be a peaceful painting at all. And the king tells them, he says, peace isn't about being in a world where there is no noise, where there is not hard work, where there is not challenges. Perfect peace is when you can be in the midst of all of this and still be calm in your heart. And so this morning, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And it's about our power of zeal has an aspect called of devotion. And our devotion to peace can make a difference, not only in our own lives, but in the lives of those around us, right? We can use that devotion to actually be peace in this world. And what is devotion? It's that capacity for wholehearted single-mindedness, right? It's our power of intensity. It's that fire within us. You know, that fire that you feel in your belly for something. And it fulfills that law of mind, which is where thoughts go, energy flows. Now, these innate powers of ours, when used from our Christ consciousness, can bring forth transformation. It can bring forth good. And not only for ourselves, but for our world. But these are also gifts that when we filter them through our human-only senses, our human-only personalities, and they come through those filters from a place of fear, they come through those filters from a place of hate, then they will transmit, and they'll come forth as life-negating. They will come forth as war, as devastation, as death. And we are witnessing that full scale right now in Israel, in Palestine, in Ukraine, and other places around the world. And we may wonder how we, who are so removed from that, can help. Now, though most of us, and not all of us, but most of us are not directly affected by the events of this past week, it does affect us. Because we continue, as we continue to go through our daily lives safely with our loved ones, we can go to the grocery store. We can turn on our lights anytime we want, keep them on as much as we want. We can get water anywhere. We can walk safely in our streets. Even though we do this, what happens there affects us here, and that's anywhere in the world. Now, and it's hard not to feel sadness, maybe even some despair. So how can we help? Well, of course, there's tangible ways that we can all help. There are many organizations that provide humanitarian assistance. And I urge each of us to contribute where and how we can. And right now, there are so many who need that assistance. But if we truly want to see peace in this world, then we're going to have to begin with ourselves. We cannot hope to see peace in our world if we can't even get along with our brothers and our sisters, or the person who doesn't see the same way as we do in our political views or our religious views. We must devote ourselves to being peacemakers so that we can be the change that brings about peace. We must become that which we want to see. And the quote, what is the quote? Be the change we wish to see in the world. So in the late 60s, early 70s, many of us are aware that it was turbulent times. It was a civil rights movement. There was a lot of conflict because of the inequalities that were very strong back then. It was also during the Vietnam War, which was not called the Vietnam War. It was called the Vietnam conflict at that time. It would be years later that they would admit that, yeah, it was a war. And so for those of us who grew up during that time, we remember the turbulence. And in many of your urban areas, lots of crime, a lot of crime. In New York, especially, there was a lot of crime. And in one high school in Brooklyn, Thomas Jefferson High School, the poverty and violence was having such a negative effect on the students there. There was a teacher, Arlene Lawrence, who started a program called the Love Project as a way to improve the lives and education of the students at Thomas Jefferson High. And the idea was that if kids growing up in a rough neighborhood had an oasis of calm, of peace and acceptance at school, then it would improve their lives as well as their learning, and they would bring it into their neighborhoods, and it would benefit the community. So she herself talked about for how for 7 years she says, I served my sentence and marked off institutional time. I complained, cried, accepted hopelessness, put down the rest of the faculty for all the things they didn't do, and I devoted all my energies to trying to change others and the system. This changed radically when she achieved a crucial insight about the most effective way to achieve change. She says, it came in on me loud and clear that I was the only one who could imprison or release myself, that I was the only one I could do anything about changing. So I let go of my anger and negativity and made a decision to simply be totally loving, open, and vulnerable all the time. In a report written by Ms. Lawrence about the Love Project and published in an educational reform text, she wrote, one way to start a preventative program is to be the change you want to see happen. That is the essence and substance of the simple and successful endeavor known as the Love Project. Although that quote is attributed to Gandhi, it is not Gandhi's. It is Arlene Lawrence. So if we want to be peace, we must first be peace. We must be devoted to being peacemakers. Jesus' Sermon on the Mount in the book of Matthew, chapters 5 through 7, is really a general summation of the whole religion of Jesus, or the whole ideology of Jesus. And it's known as the Beatitudes. And in these, he speaks not about conforming, but about transforming. Now, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 9, is this beatitude for today. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Now, in Eric Butterworth, that iconic Unity minister I quote often, his book, Discover the Power Within You, in his section, he calls it the B-E attitudes. And he speaks to this particular beatitude, that this is an important key to the potential God power in man. And man's a spiritual being, a true child of God in spirit, right? We are those true expressions. But we only become that in fact and expression when we attune to that infinite within us, and we express it through love and peace. And he says this calls for much meditation and prayer and the diligent conditioning of the mind to be accepting and then to release that dynamic God potential within. It is a practice, right? And the peace that we desire and need in the world is that which passes understanding. It cannot come by treaties or agreements or by wars or boundary lines. Peace can only come when we, humans, become receptive to it and become peacemakers in the process of expressing it from within. And he goes on to give us an action step to becoming peacemakers. And he says the first step is to call yourself a child of God. Call yourself a child of God. Believe it. And then you become a true peacemaker. The world around you will be changed because you have changed. An electric light doesn't have to go out into the room and try to sweep away the darkness. When the light is turned on, it simply radiates and the darkness disappears. It is as simple as that, but not so easy. So let us work to build this beatitude into our consciousness so that we may take our place in the world as bringers of light rather than as purveyors of darkness. So how do we go about being peace? How do we take those necessary steps? Well, I want to share this from May Rowland, who was director of Silent Unity for more than 50 years. And it's in an article she called Seekers of the Light or One. Like Butterworth, she says, know who you are in truth. Declare yourself as a seeker of light, united in an invisible bond of love for all humanity. Know that peace and understanding are possible. Know that you can be a great light. Don't go alone. And she quotes Benjamin Franklin, who says, God grant that not only the love of liberty, but a thorough knowledge of the rights of man may pervade the nations of the earth, so that a philosopher may set foot anywhere and say, this is my country. Accept challenges with a loving heart, because people respond to love. Be a blessing. Do not withhold your love and blessings for anyone. Pray daily for world leaders that they may find unity in thought, purpose, and understanding, that they may be inspired to right action for the mutual good of all mankind. And each of us has a special contribution to make toward peace, and the healing of the nations depends on it. And begin with your Christ center. Peace begins in the center of our own harmonious consciousness. We call it our Christ self. And as Lainey so beautifully sang, there are many names to that light within us. We have a great work to do. So before I close, I want to share another little story. At the end of every service, and you will find this in most Unity churches, we sing the peace psalm. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the origins of this psalm. So, you know, it's a folk song movement in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And Cy Miller and his wife, Jill Jackson Miller, collaborated to produce this song that became a signature composition devoted to world peace and harmony. And although it's a well-known staple in Unity and other churches, not everyone is aware of its origins. So in the summer of 1955, lyricist Jill Jackson Miller and her musician husband, Cy Miller, listened to this radio program featuring the idea that for peace to become a reality, it must first be in the heart and practice of the individual. And one of Jill's daughters, who was a young teen at the time, recalled that her mother woke up one morning with the phrase in her head, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." But long before that summer where they wrote that song and her inspiration, Jill's life was far from peaceful. She was born in Independence, Missouri, and she was orphaned as a young child and placed into foster care. And her childhood was quite difficult, and it would eventually plunge her into lingering despair and depression. After her first marriage ended in divorce, leaving her to raise 2 young daughters alone, in 1944, Jill attempted suicide. And this painful experience led her to embark on a journey seeking spiritual solutions to life's troubles. And her growing awareness of the presence of a higher power in her life would guide her life's direction and influence her future career as a musician and an actress. And according to her daughter, Jill was introduced to unity by her physical therapist during her long recovery from that suicide attempt. And Jill credited Silent Unity and the principles with helping her regain her life. So, she says in a radio program when she was interviewed, she says, "When I attempted this suicide and didn't succeed, I knew for the first time unconditional love, which God is. You are totally loved, totally accepted, just the way you are. And in that moment, I was not allowed to die. Something happened to me, which is hard to explain." So this realization was followed by years of exploring her spiritual nature and her relationship with God. And in 1955, she wrote the lyrics for "Let There Be Peace on Earth," while her husband wrote the music. And the song was introduced at a California retreat to a group of young people who were from a wide variety of religions and ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds. They'd come together for a week-long experience devoted to developing friendships and understanding through education, discussion, and working together to understand different cultures and how they can come together. And the song's focus on peace and God made it easy to cross many boundaries. And Cy Miller writes about that, the effect of that song. He says there was 180 teenagers, and of all races, religions, and we locked arms, formed a circle, and sang this song of peace. He said, and when they came down, there was this energy. When they came down from this mountain after singing this song, there was such an energy that these young people took it back into their churches and into their communities. And they started singing it at the PTAs and in the chorus and the choirs of their churches. And it traveled. It traveled to all 50 states and to all school graduations. It became known in celebrations, Veterans Day, Human Rights Day, United Nations Day. The Kiwanis Club sang it. 4-H Club sang it. It even made it across the world. The Maoris in New Zealand sang it. The Zulus in Africa have sang it. It has been sung by Tennessee Ernie Ford, Pat Boone, Mahalia Jackson, Johnny Mathis, Placido Domingo, Nat King Cole, and so many others. It has received awards. So this is a little bit about the song that we sing every Sunday. We can often feel despair and hopelessness, but we can also tap in and rise up from that peace and that love within us. We can claim peace for ourselves, and when we do, we become the peacemakers that will change this world. Peace begins with me and you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Carol. It was a great message, devoted to being peace in today's world. We must become what we want to see and accept challenges with a loving heart. And most of all, thank you for reminding us that we've got great work to do. Yes, we do. So now, we get to celebrate our abundance, and the ushers can come forward. And as we rest in this place of having our every true need met, it is with joy and gratitude that we acknowledge God is our source. We receive the infinite blessings of abundance and prosperity. As we are abundant and prospered, we go forth and prosper others from our living faith and limitless supply of blessings and divine ideas. God's good is taking place right now, and we are blessed as we are living in the cycle of abundance and prosperity. So thank you, God.
Join me in our offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Thank you, thank you.
So this next song is called Living the Light, and I wrote it with Michael Gott, and it's on my second CD. So if you want a flash drive of my CDs, I think I have one, maybe two with me, and you can come get it for a love offering or nothing at all. So the part of the song that got me in One Power, the words, I don't know that I know of a more well-crafted song than that song, One Power. And it's the part where I talk about how it's the freedom of forgiveness, the sweetness of release. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. That's the part that got me. Because it's if it were about love and not anger, we would not be going through what we're going through. And so my prayer is, I keep asking Spirit, what is mine to do? And what I know how to do is to begin with me, like the peace song says, and to sing lyrics that touch people. So. In my life, in my world, there is truth to be revealed. all I do throughout the day. Grace is pouring over me. All is well. All is well. I'm living the light of my truth. I'm living the light of my power. Though darkness falls around me, I speak these words into the night. I'm living the light. In my heart, in those I love, and in the space that lies between. Through our tears and through our joys, God is waiting to be seen. Oh, all is well. All is well. I'm living the light of my truth. I'm living the light of my power. Though darkness falls around me, I speak these words into the night. I'm living the light. I'm living the light of my strength. I'm living the light of my peace. I'm living the light of my joy. I'm living the light. I'm living the light. I'm living the light. All right, we're going to sing The Face of God to welcome our children in. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Hey, so what did y'all do today?
Thankful leaves for you guys. And, they say some things on the back of it, but some don't. It's an answer too.
You do too. So you thankful. There are thankful leaves,
They're blessings.
blessing leaves.
And so when we're done, after we're done, please come forward, y'all, to get a blessing from the container.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
And we have our kindness notebook that we want to report on today.
Oh, okay.
Miss Deb came through in a pinch to help us. The nurse and mom helped me when I was sick. Miss Leslie helped Margot clean up a mess. Margot is
Can't read my writing.
Taking care of her friend's cat while she is healing.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I love those kindness notebooks. Those are wonderful. All right, let us bless our children. Children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you. and we behold the Christ in you. Now we're going to love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Yay. All right, so we're going to close out with the peace song. And do we have the slide? And then we have the slide up for a different way of saying, closing out with the prayer for protection. All right, I invite you to stand up and face the center.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine, and all is well.
Woo, I love that.
Thank you. Please join. Yes, come get your blessing leaves and come to the gathering room for food and fellowship.
Are you out of here? Today's country day. I look at the schedule and I'm like, it's country day.
Well, pretty soon it's a Hosier basically for me.